If you travel by boat west up the Rappahannock River from the Atlantic Ocean, you'll be stopped at the Atlantic Fall Line by the rocks and rapids. This is where John Smith traveled to in 1608, and this is where the port town of Fredericksburg was established in 1728. As the turmoil with England in the 1760s and 70s grew, many men and women of Fredericksburg were integral in deciding the fate of our great nation. Many of their homes and buildings still stand in this historic town. Here are the Fredericksburg heroes from the American Revolution, without which, it could be argued, America would not be the bastion of freedom and liberty that it is today. Father of our country, George Washington, grew up around Fredericksburg, and his brother Charles, sister Betty, and Mother Mary all lived within blocks of each other. General Washington would enjoy his time at Weedon's Tavern with his other French and Indian War comrades and speak about the grievances against the king. Dr. Hugh Mercer owned the apothecary shop in Fredericksburg. He earned the rank of brigadier general when he joined the cause with his good friend General George Washington. He took part in creating the plan of crossing the Delaware on Christmas of 1776, giving the rebels a great victory. Sadly, he was killed in Princeton, New Jersey, only a few weeks later, leaving a wife and 5 children at home. Brigadier General George Weedon fought in the battles of Trenton, Brandywine, Germantown, and was at Valley Forge. He also stopped the British from escaping at the Battle of Yorktown. He owned Weedon's Tavern in Fredericksburg and was the brother-in-law to Hugh Mercer. When Mercer died, Weedon and his wife took in Mercer's widow and children into their home. James Monroe lived in Fredericksburg for several years when he became a lawyer after the Revolutionary War. Monroe was only 19 when he crossed the Delaware and was the only rebel shot at the Battle of Trenton. He studied law under Thomas Jefferson. He was a state senator, a governor of Virginia, ambassador to England, minister to France, secretary of state and secretary of war, and the 5th president of the United States. Fielding Lewis was a merchant, justice of the peace for Spotsylvania County, and a member of the House of Burgesses. He helped found the Fredericksburg Gunnery, which supplied the guns for the American Revolution. He owned one of the first stores in the colonies, which was built in 1749 and still stands today. Sadly, the war caused him to be deep in debt, and he died of tuberculosis soon after the victorious Battle of Yorktown. Known as the father of the American Navy, John Paul Jones lived in Fredericksburg for 2 years before joining the fight in 1776. Captain Jones led one of the only attacks on British soil and is famous for beating the great British warship Serapis with his ship, the Bonhomme Richard, in which he spoke those immortal words, "I have not yet begun to fight." James Mercer was one of Virginia's representatives in the Continental Congress in 1779. He was also a lawyer and judge. He made up Mary Washington's will and admitted several new attorneys to the Virginia bar, including future President James Monroe and future U.S. Supreme Court Justice John Marshall. It would be wrong not to mention the great ladies of Fredericksburg, most notably George Washington's mother, Mary Washington, who is buried in Fredericksburg at Meditation Rock, where she loved to pray for her son during the war. George's sister Betty Washington, who raised Fielding's 3 children from a previous marriage and had 11 children of their own. And James Monroe's wife Elizabeth, who while in France during the French Revolution bravely went to the Bastille to get General Lafayette's wife and mother-in-law out of prison and saved their lives. William Fitzhugh served as a delegate to the Continental Congress for Virginia in 1779, as well as many terms in the House of Burgesses and both houses of the Virginia General Assembly. His home Chatham Manor still proudly overlooks Fredericksburg today. My name is Norman Voss of Heroes of History, and remember to keep history alive.